there's a horse around here getting a lot of attention named Kosher King, and we have the trainer right here, Amy Shahan Fleming. We're going to learn about this horse. Now, this horse's story actually begins on the internet. Is that right?
Right.
Okay. So I'm going to let you just tell the story.
I was involved in a harness chat site, and I heard about a guy that was looking for a horse, and he was looking for a trainer. And it turned out that he had cancer, and he was recuperating from that. And I felt my heart really went out to him, so we decided to try to find him a horse. And it all comes down to people that used to live here, the Kings, had a horse that they were willing to really give him a good deal on, and he picked me to train it. So we went out to Iowa and picked him up.
Oh my gosh, you went to Iowa? Yeah. Oh wow, that's a story in itself. So you get this horse, and we want to mention the horse is little. You know, I teased in the beginning, it's a little horse with a big heart. Right. So he's this tiny. What was the first thing you thought when you saw the horse? This is a pony, not a horse.
Well, I had seen the horse before because I was there actually when he was born. I didn't watch him be born, but he was from Delaware, and my daughter actually jogged him when she was little.
So you guys go out to Iowa, you get this horse, and then what happens from there? You know, you mentioned that Jason, and a lot of people call him Slim, by the way. If you don't know, we're talking about Jason, you know, you might know him as Slim. Now, Jason had cancer. Mm-hmm. So now it's the horse with Jason, and this whole kind of brainstorming thing happens.
Yeah, after through the summer, Jason, he eventually moved to Delaware, but he spent a lot of time one-on-one with the horse, and he fell right into it. He fell in love with the horse, and his whole life changed. You know, he was healthier, happier, eating more, sleeping better, and he would spend hours with this horse through the day, and then at nighttime he wouldn't be there. I'd look outside, he's under the tree, sitting on a stump, Kosher King, and so... So after I realized how much of a change the horse made in his life, and so one day I said, you know, for all the good that he's done for him, I said maybe we should just take him and visit some sick kids. You know, horses and kids, you know, they love each other.
Right. So what are you guys doing? I know you make different appearances, different places, and the horse is also racing.
Right. Ever since we started, the horse hasn't done very much. He's like, he has a really great attitude off the track and a really bad attitude on the track. If he knew he was racing for kids, he'd probably do better.
A lot of people in New Jersey have actually backed you guys up. And yep. There was a Kosher's Kids Day, or Kosher King Day, yep, it was, at Freehold Raceway.
Yep, March 13th was proclaimed by the mayor of Millstone, New Jersey, Kosher King Day. And it was because we'd raised so much awareness for cancer and children's cancer, even though we couldn't put forth a lot of money, because a lawyer up there, Jeff Picaro, who's a criminal lawyer, so he can't do 501c3, but he challenged us, paid our way to be in a series, and then he donated 10% of everything his horse made to the Susan Croman Foundation and Kosher's Kids. So, and his horse did really well. So he ended up like giving us almost $1,000. We had people that actually paid for us to be shipped. We had people donate, actually came and picked us up and took us. Rick Belock from the Mellians hosted us for a week at, I think it's Showplace. Yeah, Showplace. And I mean, Joe Albarano took us in, and he owns Artistic Fella. I mean, everything was great. We had a great time.
And I guess we should mention you're not 501c3 yet, not nonprofit officially yet. So if there's any lawyers out there who want to help Amy out, you see like her name on the screen, you see her number, give her a holler and help her out. Okay, we know what you've done, and a lot of great stuff. So what's the plans for the future?
What our final plan is to have a website, and we want to have a calendar where all of our appearances are and where he'll be racing, so that people can go online and see where he's racing and cheer us on. And we also are trying to get Koshi's Crew together, which is a group of other racehorses that are also racing and donating a percentage, and we'll have them on the website on the calendar. So people, I think it'll increase fans coming to the track. Once we get some money generated, we're going to travel to sick children, especially shut-ins that can't go out. We're going to just drive right up to their house and give them gifts and whatever money we can afford, and let them visit with Kosher King. And
Yeah, I could tell from when I was at the Delaware Horse Expo, everybody's really receiving the horse with open arms and what you guys are doing, and I think it's really, really great. So I'm hoping that the show gives a lot of attention to Kosher King and what Amy and Slim are doing. And we actually need to meet Jason because he is the inspiration behind the horse.
Right.
So why don't we do that now?
Okay.
We were going to start with the beginning, like a background with you. This is your first horse. So tell me about yourself and why you even wanted to own a racehorse.
Well, what it really came down to is about 2.5 years ago, I've always been interested in the harness business. About 2.5 years ago, I was diagnosed with a tumor in the back of my head. Small little tumor. It was a rare form of brain cancer. So I've watched harness racing since I was about 17, 18 years old. And one of the things that happened is when I was going through chemo and everything else I went through, I kind of lost hope a little bit. I made like a bucket list, a small bucket list, things you want to do before you pass, you know. And one of them was, hey, I want to own a harness racehorse. You know, I've always been around it. I was a teller at one time at Rosecroft. So went online and we're just talking about harness racing. And I mean, I just got lucky to meet Amy, and she knew Debbie King, who owned the horse, and it kind of just went from there. I never knew this side of the business. You know, I'm from the city, I'm from Washington, D.C., you know, I don't know about this country life and these horses and everything that goes on, you know, so what had happened is, it's just a weird story. The morning Kosher King was racing at Ocean Downs last summer, and we woke up and I was nervous like always, butterflies in my stomach, you know how it is, everybody knows how it is. And we watched the commercials on St. Jude's Children's Hospital. And me and Amy sat at the TV and we started to bawl. And I said, you know, Amy, I went through this so hard and I'm an adult and I lost all hope. I lost so much hope and this horse brought me back. I said, well, we talked about it. I said, this horse brought me life. Why not for the kids? Because we saw these kids fighting. They were fighting for their lives on the St. Jude's commercial. And it was weird how it happened because that night was Kosher King's first win. I mean, it was just like, it was the most incredible thing that ever happened. We wake up at 8, we watch this commercial, we decide, hey, this is what Kosher King's gonna race for. And the same exact night, he wins his first race for us. And it was a surprise. I mean, it was like 11-1, Victor Kirby's coming 5 wide. I mean, it's just the craziest thing, you know, but right then I knew that's what, you know, we both knew. That's what had to be done.
How are you doing now?
I'm doing fine. I'm in full remission, and I have my ups and downs, but right now I'm really focused on doing this project, I think. I really want to get this going. It's the most important thing to me in my life. We can really promote not just children's cancer awareness, but we can really promote harness racing in a positive light, and we want people to get on board with like Koshi's crew that Amy told you about, have people have their horses, you know, have a percent that race for the cure. And you know, we bring new fans into it. We bring kids to the track. You know, like the old school days. I watch old videos and kids are at the track, and you've been to Ocean Downs. Kids are rooting and parents who don't know anything about the harness industry, and we can just really bring a great thing going here, I think.
Yeah, I think it is a great thing. You know, he had told me before the interview that he was afraid he was going to cry. Oh my gosh. I'm sitting here like holding back my tears. But happy tears because it's a great thing that you guys are doing, and I appreciate you being on the show.
Of course, anytime, anytime.